so you have a triple fail down here, right? We're on a 1 minute chart, but on the 15-minute there was a fair value gap. If I bring this over, you can see it right here. There was one right here in this area, and we poached it. And so then now you look for the triple fail to hit, and so we had 1, 2, 3. Now I only try to enter 2 shares, 2 contracts whenever this setup happens, because my risk is stupid small. Like, I had it down here, so that would be 13 ticks from here, and so I got a 13 tick risk on 2 contracts. That's $260 on gold, and as long as price goes up, it's going to break the liquidity of each one of these levels going across, right? The highs that had been broken. So it just broke this liquidity here, right? You're going to break this one next, and then you're going to break this one next. And this is where stops are. So stops are hidden here for shorts. And each time we pop one of those, you're going to see it pull back a little bit, and then it should add to the bullish buying surge that's going on right now, and that should help send it higher up. And so this is a reaccumulation pattern, right? A W. So you're always looking for a W on some time frame. This is on a 1 minute. On a 5 minute, it's just a triple wick, right? 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wick, done. And so this little red bar is an orb. So on all you orb traders, you'd be looking at this going across here. Target's going to be, our first target's going to be up here. Our next target's going to be the high of that channel, and the next target's going to be this guy cutting across, which is probably going to be about the same place. So it's basically, that's basically saying that the timing is a little bit off right now because it's expecting to be up here. So it could cause this to not complete this and come down right here to recheck for support, because it's not on time, I guess you can say. And then the next target would be up there. I got more channels up there if we survive this. I don't want to see it come down. I've got my different levels of my number sequence here for support. It's dynamic support and resistance. And so obviously you can see, like, this is a resistance, this white box here, which is the main 34 bar cycle. You didn't close above it over the 30. Well, you did actually close above it over the 34 right here. So this is just a pullback to grab liquidity, and this is going to be a return back up after grab liquidity. And so that's how you can tell when this is the high or open, right, of this bar, the red bar, and then this is the, or was, so now this is the close here, and that's on top of it. So this would be a grab for liquidity here then, and then that should turn around and retake itself to the high. So basically a minor reaccumulation pattern should be here. Now it's just shifted again, so now what was the resistance is now the support here, and so this should try to bounce up from here. And then you'll have from here to orange. So if we can get above this, movement right here, then we got to the orange as basically free space to rove to. If we fail to get above this area right here, then we're coming down further, right? And we don't want that. Alright, so now I gotta decide whether or not I want to get out. So I'm going to give it this box right here, which I don't want to, but I got to give it something. So I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one underneath this aqua right here. That's going to give me some type of profit. It's not the profit I wanted, but it'll be some type of profit. If I wasn't so scared, I'd have my stop back down here and just let it ride, because because I know it's going to try to come back into a third touch, even though this is technically a third touch, but it's going to use this situation against me, and I don't like that, because I mean, look at this spanning like this. This is what it's doing basically. So you're probably going to see that like this. And so I can do this. And pretty much buy when it fails to go or manipulates the low of that or something. Okay, so I gapped up because I did a doji right there. I guess if I was thinking clearly, I would know that. I would have said it faster. It's hard to think logically. That's why I have all these my own indicators, so it tells me all the information without having to look at it, like having to dissect it all. We've got a lot of indecision candle or open on the 15-minute. We have a lot of open bodies. 3564.7, 3564.7 right here. So from here above this line, if we can get above that to where this orange is, that's what I said basically. Is I said that you have like a free movement area right here where there's nothing, right? And so it's just going to like pop. My orange just got bigger though. That's going to put it at 65.1. It's fine. It's basically almost encompassing the whole free roam area, this orange is. If we can get into the orange, it would be free moving. Alright, this is what I like to call like the lizard fingers or the toad fingers right here. Boom, 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 little suctions. This is showing the shift in momentum, right? Boom. So you're sending here. I'm sorry, I don't have the camera on. I made a bad mistake, and not on this account, on my other account. On this account, I made a bad mistake because, or not this account, on the other two accounts I made a bad mistake because I tried to short from the high up here, and it went up, got parabolic and broke my high, which I thought was not breakable because I read it wrong. And then I realized that my visualization of the cycle, like how it pushes from liquidity to liquidity, was wrong. I mean, it still pushed down, right? But it did it after it failed to push up, right? And so this was a fail to push up, and so this was the push down that I was supposed to get. The other one never failed to push up. It only tried to go up once. And so it just failed to attempt to go up, and I assumed it was going to dump. Alright, so we've got a hard stop. I don't know why it pulled back right here, but hard stop there. There's a liquidity grab on this candle, I guess. This should, since it gapped it back, should take it to the high there. If it doesn't, then we're moving. We should move these anyways. This is going to go underneath the green. And then this one is going to stay where it's at. There you go. There's your shift to the upside. There's your orb trade again. It's got to close up here though, or else it's going to remain in the orb. 28 seconds. So it could be holding down here so that it doesn't waste its time up there, and then pop at the end there and just kind of shove it in, which induces more buying. So we'll see. It could be trying to do another pullback right here, which I think is a little bit too soon, considering you just did 4 red bars down and you only got 2 green bars up, and they're bullish, more bullish than they were. It took 4 to go to 1 candle down. took 2 to go the whole 4. So I think this should go up. This is like a little minor. If you look at the little red, it's minor compared to the other ones. So this really should send right here. FOMO should kick in right here once it gets above this high. If it gets above this high. Because above this there is no stops here. Well, I mean there's plenty of stops here. I'm saying there's nothing above this, right? After that, it's just free reign up to here. There's more stops here, so you'll see like a little bit of like a pullback to break even, or retail, jumping in or whatever, and that weighing it down, and you might see like a small reaccumulation pattern once it hits this right here. But outside of that, so on this account right here, I did $2,500 last night, and I'm at 1,000 right now. Unrealized is 840 because I had a little bit of a loss trying to catch this move, right, until I realized what was going on. But they moved my target from 3,000. I hit my target, but now I have to trade for consistency. So I don't even know what that is at this point, because I trade so many times on the first day. I took and then I traded half as many times, or a quarter of that many times on the next day, and broke even. And then I traded 2 trades yesterday or last night for $2,500, and then now I'm trading for consistency for the next 4 days, and they moved my target up to $8,300 or some shit, which is crazy, but okay. So I'm just gonna give them another $1,000 and tell them to go fuck themselves. So if this pulls back right here, right, I'm gonna get aggressive and put this here, because I don't want to see my profits disappear. And I know they're probably going to like tack it on anyways, but I'd like to get 1,000 out of this. There you go. Go ahead. There you go. And so fuck them. I'll do. if they're gonna make my target $10,000. And these, you just have to be more patient with these, and like really map out like what's going on with them to catch these. This should free reign all the way up, so I don't know why it's pulling back right here. But again, I don't want to see my profits go away, so I'm probably gonna put one here, and I'm gonna leave that one there, and I'm just gonna take what I get, because they're already gonna tack it on to my account anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I've already passed it, and they're just going to keep tacking on, I guess. But I imagine if you're going to be consistent, that it would have to be, kind of a bigger trade every day, I guess. I don't know what consistency is, to be honest. If I'm being honest. So maybe I should just kill it here for consistency's sake. Now I'm going to put this right at the end of that wick, because that would be silly just to watch it come down. I didn't even try to go up. And this is probably it. Yep, that's it. Alright, I'm out. Done for the day. I'll take my 1,075. I love it. Alright, so that puts me at 54,316. They're going to love that, I'm sure. They're really going to hit me over the head with it. Wait for it, and I will see you on the next one. Happy trading.